world needs strong, competent leaders now more than ever. Communities and civic organizations need leaders just as much as government and industry. Even in Toastmasters, the difference between a successful and an unsuccessful club is the quality of leadership. Leadership abilities are not inherited. Just like communication skills, leadership skills are learned and honed through experience, facing challenges and learning from failures and successes. Our next speech is entitled Leadership Excellence Series, Service and Leadership. 8 to 10 minutes. Please welcome Roger Pritchett.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm doing this speech tonight, and first of all, I want you to know that it's what I call a canned speech. It's already prepared for me, so don't be wowed by the awesome content. I'm just reading a speech that Toastmasters International already did. But there's a purpose for it, and that is Toastmasters International wants us to present these modules from time to time to help us think about how to be a more successful club or how to be better leaders. And so this module is from the Leadership Excellence series, and it's entitled Service and Leadership. I'm very interested in leadership because there's so many places where leadership is so very important. I'm also interested in doing this module tonight because it's part of the requirements for the Advanced Leader Bronze, which is part of serving as a club officer. You're required for this award to present 2 of these modules. I've already presented one. So, with this presentation tonight, I'll have completed my Advanced Leader Bronze. Service and leadership is a very important concept. Lots of people get involved in leadership because they think of the glory. Oh, wouldn't it be great to be the President of the United States? All that attention, all of those perks, all of that power. But you know, when you really think about it, I'll bet there are a bunch of us in here who really wouldn't want to be president if you had to do everything the president has to do, because they lose their freedom. Can you imagine? The most powerful person in the world actually loses freedom. He doesn't have the ability to go wherever he wants to go. He's constantly surrounded by people. He constantly has to be careful. He gets up early, stays up late. He's not in control of his own schedule. Other people develop his schedule. No, from the President of the United States all the way down to a club officer in a Toastmasters club, you find out that real leadership means service. It means getting down and dirty. It means doing the hard work that often other people aren't willing to do. Sometimes they're unable to do it, but often just unwilling to do it. So today we're going to contrast some types of leaders. First of all, in the old days, years ago, it was typical for a leader to be an authoritarian leader. And that kind of leader was the type who wanted to control everything. They assumed the responsibility, and nobody else made any decisions, especially no significant decisions. They didn't take input from the people who were working for them. They just made the decision. These kinds of leaders actually discouraged communication. Under that style of leadership, the less that other people knew, the better. The boss was in charge. He needed to know, and he made the decisions. The authoritarian leader then told people what to do. People working for him had no say in the goal setting, or the planning, or the delegation, or in the problem solving. They were just given a task, and may not even know why that particular task was important to the whole project. The authoritarian leader would punish mistakes. Those were wastes of time and money. And authoritarian leaders discouraged growth. They didn't want their team members, the people working for them, to grow, because then that might be a threat to their authoritarian leadership. And so you can see they were putting themselves first. They didn't have much confidence in the abilities of others, and they felt no obligation to let other people make decisions or to become better, either personally or professionally. But now, we have a different style, thank goodness, in most places. I hope you don't work for an authoritarian leader. And if you are a leader and you work that way, oh my goodness, I hope you'll change. The other kind of leader we can call a team leader. He's working with a group of people. It's his team, and they work together. And here are some of the characteristics of that team leader. The team leader encourages preparation. They want everyone to participate in the decision-making process because they value their team members' creativity, their knowledge, and so they actually ask for input and suggestions. A team leader, as opposed to the authoritarian leader, facilitates communication. He's there right in the middle. He wants everybody to be communicating with one another so that you can clarify what the problems are. You can work together to solve those problems. The team leader actually tolerates mistakes. Why? Well, because people grow from their mistakes. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to make mistakes. But when we do make mistakes, in a good situation, we learn from them. And the team leader wants to help his team members grow, both personally and professionally. The team leader wants everyone to reach his potential. And rather than being that authoritarian leader who makes the decision and forces someone else to follow it, the team leader uses persuasion to achieve his goals. Well, think about the goals or the benefits of being a team leader versus an authoritarian leader. First of all, don't you know that being a team leader improves the quality of your work life? I don't want to work for an authoritarian leader. I shouldn't be an authoritarian leader. I'd much prefer to be the leader of a team. It's a much better working relationship. You actually increase productivity. You reduce costs. You enhance the product or service quality. And it improves the overall quality of the company or the community. So, from top to bottom, whether you're working in an organization or a company, whether it's for profit or not, by working in teams, we can have a stronger and healthier team when the team leader uses the proper kind of leadership rather than authoritarian leadership. Well, let's think about our Toastmasters club. In our club, it's the club officers who are the leaders. They have specific responsibilities, and they involve serving the club. And each particular officer has his own role, has his own place, and his jobs to fulfill. And when they will do that, working with other people, for example, our Vice President of Education, who's not here tonight, Will Atkins, he's actually been gone a lot this year. But he's done a good job anyway of keeping things going in his area of responsibility because he works with others. He asks for advice. He shares information. And so the work gets done anyway. I think Will is a good example of a team leader for his particular responsibility. Even members of the club who aren't club officers are team members too, because we all contribute to the club's success. When we prepare our assignments, our meeting assignments well, when we give good speech evaluations, when we attend regularly, when we invite friends to become members, then we're all helping to meet the club's mission. And we help one another to become better speakers and better leaders. Successful leaders today understand that their role is to serve others. They serve their team members and their organizations, and they help the organization they lead to serve the community as well. These leaders give others opportunities to learn and to grow, creating even more leaders. And that's one of the things I love about Toastmasters, is by doing our own role well, we help other people grow, and they do better also. So by applying this concept in your own leadership efforts, your team, here it's our club, will flourish